Yeah. Good morning. All right. Running late. Hold on. I'm almost ready. Finally! We're going to talk about some politics this morning. Politics. Hold on. Let me get my camera. My camera's not even up. Man, I was running. Take care of some mint. Make sure my microphone's on. Make sure my phone is off. My tick is out of adjustment. Let me get my tick right. Can I get my tick? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Covering up people's faces. Got the tick. Got some ticks we gonna deal with this morning. All right, let me see if my camera looks good. Does my camera look right? Kinda, sorta. Right there, there. Adjusted. Good morning, everybody. Woo! We're gonna talk about politics this morning. I was thinking about something. Hold on. I think that this is a dying art, y'all. I do. I think that we've evolved past this. Some of us have. Some of us have. They want to fight. We're gonna fight. Politics, man. Politics. Which, I think if you look at what politics really is, the definition of politics. Politics. It's getting people to agree to suck some blood from somebody because they got something that they want because they don't have. It's aligning people to take something from somebody else. Usually it's based on some good stuff. They got good stuff, they'll kind of move a little good stuff in on this side and that side, give you this issue, this talking point, that one, that. But both sides are always foul because both sides are always about taking a little tick about that size and turn into a fat cat bank tick like this. I don't think politics are real, y'all. I think it's artificial. I do. I think we've evolved past politics. I think we waste time with this nonsense. I think we go ahead and make it extinct. I don't think it's your right to suck blood. I think that politics came about from non-abundant times. Right? I think because why else would you want to suck somebody else's blood? Everybody want to suck on something. Y'all, man. Listen. Suck on your own, all right? Don't come sucking on other people. In abundant times, does anybody want to go around do a vampire sucking on the middle class or the lower class or the prison class? Or do they want to suck on Syria? Do they want to suck on Yemen? Do they want to suck on Gaza? Do they want to suck on Cameroon? Do they really want to? If everybody has what they need, what's the point of politics? Why does it? Somebody help me out here, because you know what? I was called a name the other day. Well, I was called a name. Somebody said, I'm not being realistic. So I figured we talk about what's real today. Let's talk about what's real. What is real? What's real? Hang on, music, stop, cue music off. What's real? But in the background, I want a little something nice. I want a little deep blue background with some music. But this is what I think. I think I'm gonna talk about what's real. What's real is we live in an artificial scarcity time. We live in a time where the ticks are pretending we don't have enough resources for everybody. We live in a time where they pretend we don't have software, automation, and robotics. We live in a time where they pretend that our options are communism, capitalism, or socialism. We live in this artificial lying time where everybody's lying. Politics. Try to get people on your side. Go suck somebody else's blood. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's real. I think that's artificial. I think that if you think I'm not real, well, first of all, this isn't me. I'm not this smart. Right? I listen to very smart people, and I'm not one of them. I'm just sharing what I learned. What's real is we have the ability to take care of everybody, and we have for a very long time. That doesn't mean socialism's a good idea. It doesn't mean communism, capitalism, none of the isms. It means that we live in a time called robotism. Or software-ism. Whatever ism you want to call it. I'm fine with that. But we've evolved past, and it doesn't mean that you can't have your capitalism, your socialism. You can have all that communism, you can have all that silly stuff. but it means it now is a birth. We have the ability. I don't call it a birthright. People get triggered. They hit the trigger. I'm not trying to trigger you, but we do live in a time where we can take care of everybody. We live in a robot age. We live in the automation age. We live in the age where we can take care of everybody. Everybody can have the land they want. They can have the cars they want. They can have the resources they want. They can have the gold they want. They can have the oil they want. They can have anything they want. But we keep playing politics. We keep playing these tick games. Who we want to suck blood from. You got the left and the right. The left want to suck blood over here. The right want to suck blood over there. Meanwhile, it's a fatter tick. It's a big fat tick called the bank and the elites that are actually getting most of the blood any damn way. They get 99% of all the blood anyway. You getting a little bit of blood because you're on your little mini greed thing. Speaking of oil, resources that are abundant, but you know, a little exercise. Maybe somebody can help me out. Maybe somebody can tell me, is there a resource on this planet that's not in abundance? Is there anything? Name it. Go for it. It can be a car. It can be a house. It doesn't have to be raw materials. It can be anything you want. Is there anything that we can't make in mass and make lots of for 7 billion people? Is there anything? Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We live in a planned obsolescence, artificial scarcity time where they've convinced you that you have to have money, you need it to survive, and the only way that's going to happen is by you stealing from somebody else, because that's what the blood sucking's about. Let's just call it what it is. That's why I come down and my Christian brethren try to get on me all the time, because I call it what it is. I'm not here to pretend fake or phony. The reality is you want to steal something from somebody. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that your God believes that you should be stealing me. You know, because what do we have? We have a lot of stuff happening this morning. A lot of stuff in the news. And to me, I think it's all phony. It's all fake and it's all artificial. It's all based on these artificial constructs that they determine what reality is. And their reality is based on the artificial society that the people who lie to us have built, right? Because if you own truth, you have secrets. And you know everything, and you control the money, you can build whatever reality you want for any of the idiots, stupid, any of the special people blind enough to believe you and follow you. And is that not what the kings and the lords have always done? They build this false reality. They tell you what you are. They tell you where you got to stand, who you got to fight, and where you got to be on the politics side. So you can suck somebody else's blood. And then people ask me these questions. Oh, why are you defending Trump? I'm not defending Trump. I'm just deflecting your blood-sucking abilities, right? Because you're not mad that Trump's sucking the blood from the planet. You're mad because you ain't sucking it. That's why I'm fine with him being the president, because he doesn't even know it, but he's calling you all out. He's calling out the fake and the frauds and the phonies. We have evolved past politics actually being necessary. The only reason politics are even used anymore is because you're not human. You don't want to be. You don't want to believe in science. You don't want to believe that all these people are related to you. You want to just basically, yes, who said that? Who is that? Nancy early in the morning. Nancy said, keeping you distracted. It's not that you're dumb. It's not stupid. Sometimes I say words and I apologize. I make mistakes. Sometimes I get a little excited. But they distract you. You know, and I try to explain that the best that I can. I think somebody came and helped me out late last night. I woke up, started going on the internet talking, but they distract you and they confuse you. They built up a false matrix-like reality that we can't take care of everybody. We can. And if that's hitting your ism trigger, again, it's not socialist, not communism. Nobody actually has to be at the top. Why do you need anybody at the top? But more important than that, the borders in the country shouldn't exist. Like, what's happening today? Some artificial stuff. Y'all talk about what's real and who's being real. Some more artificial stuff. So now Julian Assange is told he's got to go. They're kicking the brother out. They said that's it. Ecuador said you got to go. They didn't give him a date yet, but he is being evicted. He is being pushed out. Why? What was his crime? What did Julian Assange do to you? Why do you hate him so much? Why do you call him a traitor? Because the people who own your intellect, the people that you outsourced your intellect, your critical thought, and the future of your children and your whole world, these people who build up your reality for you. They built your matrix for you, put you in, and you refuse to get the hell out of it because you like the steak. They told you he's a traitor. And so you believe that. This man's only crime, and I'm not saying that he's not co-opted today. Like I said, I don't know. Or what I do know is these guys are always co-opted later. So I don't care that he's co-opted now if he is. What I do know his only crime was a public service announcement. Because somehow he evolved far enough that his brain attached and linked to 7 billion people around this planet, tapped into enough humanity to say, hell no, we won't go. Where's Linda at? Linda? Wait, hold on. I gotta find Linda. Y'all gonna make, I know. He said, why Linda gotta keep coming back? Because we need to tell on somebody. That's why we need to tell. We need to tell on somebody, right? Because that's what Julian did. Isn't that what Julian Assange did? He picked up a cell phone. He has some human abilities. You know, I see some elites at the barbecue. The elites barbecuing by the lake. Just somebody need to come get them. The banks is barbecuing. America, they in war crimes. They're killing people. They're torturing people. They're murdering people all over this planet. He told on them. He picked up his cell phone. He did the thing. He became human. So if Julian Assange actually is tapping into humanity and you're calling him a traitor, what does that make you? You know, I'm always a little skeptical about people because, you know, I believe in this neuroscience game, right? I believe in science. I believe that you do have human beings, and I do believe you have psychopaths. You have people who, they'll stand up for people wherever they are. They'll stand up for human beings. They'll stand up for their family. They don't have the ability to look at the news and torture and be okay with it. Like, did y'all see that video from Cameroon? Cameroon, America's partner in the war on terror. They got caught, the soldiers, murdering a mom and her toddlers. And in fact, after they shot them, they had to shoot the toddlers again because they didn't die. One of them didn't die. Cameroon. That's okay? That make you feel good? It's necessary. It's necessary in the war on terror. Is it? Does terrorism even exist? Or these are just poor people who don't want you in your land because Linda needed a report that you're not supposed to be there, that you were in your land. One of the brothers said the other day, good point. He said, you know what? He said, your military belongs in your borders. If your military isn't in your borders, you are in the wrong, period. You know, assuming militaries get to exist anymore if you're actually a sentient human being. But then, you know, I'm like, let me let Linda go. You know, because that's what's happening. But Cameroon is a partner in the war on terror. So they can do damn thing they want. And you cheer right along with it because that's for us. I'm born in America and I'm an American. I'm born in France and I'm French. Vive la France! You know, you take on that tribalism. You take on their artificial lie, their artificial reality. You were living in an artificial world where they lied to you that there aren't enough resources to go around. So you're okay with murder. You're okay with these soldiers murdering this mom and these kids. And it's good to go. You're good to go with it. Doesn't bother you one bit. You're okay with all the people been raped and murdered all over the world. Now, of course, the United States will come out and say something. Oh, well, we don't condemn Cameroon shooting their troops. But that'll be it. Nothing else will happen. You know, it's like Ecuador buys Assange being kicked out. Well, finally, they got a different president in there, and I guarantee you, the country of Ecuador is a little heavier. Ecuador is not as light as it used to be. Because M1 Abrams tanks are pretty damn heavy. Drones are kind of heavy. Fighter jets and cargo bombers, they're kind of heavy. And so I guarantee you, because this is how this always plays out, somebody gave them some weapons of murder, some non-human sentient weapons to kill and murder other people. And so Ecuador said, finally, yeah, you guys got to go. Sure, the UK got some too. Is that the side you're on? This is what I'm saying. There's no politics. None of it's politics. We have passed this. It's not even an art form. It's not even art. It's just evil. It's satanic. It had its place, maybe. There was a time when we didn't have enough, right? And people had to get on sides and figure out, now we're going to pick this and we want this and some healthcare and this, that, and the other. And, you know, we'll be okay with these people getting murdered because, you know, some people gotta you know, pay a price for the greater good, you know, that old Spock Star Trek thing. But that day ended a long time ago. Now the banks and the corporations, because they want to hold on to the technology, the ones that actually own the governments, have convinced you that there still isn't enough to go around. Like the price of oil is about to go up. Why is the price of oil about to go up? Anybody know? Two dumb reasons. Two dumb reasons. Because Donald silly Trump and Barack just didn't know what he was doing. Obama, that's mean. All right, I'm sorry. I know. Sometimes it gets my trigger. It's my trigger. I don't want to pay more at the pump. We're gonna pay more at the pump. Why? Because they want to invade Iran, right? So we're at a point now, we're posturing and we're trying to start a war with Iran. We're saying not a drop of oil is gonna leave your country. Now, how do you think that's possible? Because we got to go murder our Iranian brothers and sisters. That's how. On the ships trying to sail the oil out to buy food for their people and take care of their own thing, to have their own self-determination. That's why. And the other reason why is Yemen. Yemen, you listen, the brothers in Yemen are hot. Y'all listen, you better check Yemen out, man. Y'all better check out them Houthis, boy. I'm not saying they're good people. I'm not saying that. But I am saying they're home. The Houthis are where Linda at? They're where they're supposed to be. Don't make me bring Linda back. The Houthis are at home fighting. Saudi Arabia doesn't belong there. France, UK, United States don't belong there. So what Yemen did is they blocked off the, the Strait of Hormuz? Did I say that right? Post a link, it's in the news. And they didn't really block it off. I think they just shot a ship or two or something. Now Saudi's like, oh, we can't send any ships. And they pulled the ships back. And so now the price of oil is gonna go up. And none of this is real. None of this should be happening. It's all artificial. It's all artificial because we can't get Linda over there telling on people. Because people, some things at where they're not supposed to be. People have this false sense of reality. Julian can stay with me. Yes, Alan, he can stay with you. Brother, you can stay with me. Julian! You can stay with me, brother. Come on. But that's not going to happen because as soon as he walks out the door, they're going to grab him. That's why I keep telling my UK brothers, y'all need to go send Julian a green hoodie and a green jumpsuit. And y'all need to all get the same green hoodie and green jumpsuit, and a couple thousand of y'all go out in the street and walk around with Julian. And y'all, when he comes out, he rushes into the crowd, throw an elbow, CIA, KGB, hit him like this. What was it? MI6, MI7, 72, 37, whatever they call themselves nowadays. Tag him in the jaw a little bit. Fall on him. Pull Julian out. Pull the brother out. The leading human rights anti-war activists alive right now. That's why I'm not in the hate crowd with him, hating on him. Oh, Julian's co-opted. He's co-opted. He might be. I don't care. He's still done more than me. He's done a hell of a lot. Like, if this is what I do for the anti-war movement, for 7 billion people, for my brothers and sisters all over the world, it's like, it's not even this big compared to what Julian Assange did, right? And he did it. So I'm not going to take anything away from him by attacking him. I think politics is extinct. And I think the only reason it hasn't completely gone extinct is because people are holding onto this nonsense and a lie and a false reality. They don't want to get out of the matrix. They don't want to swallow the pill that we can take care of every robot. I'm going to say we, say robots can take care of everybody. Everybody. Not a baby born on this planet without food in his mouth, water in his cup. But it takes a human being to want that. It takes a human being to accept that. I think it takes somebody whose brains evolved outside of politics to embrace that. I think we fail completely because some of us haven't evolved yet. Some of us are still in this angry place of hatred where they're fighting. They feel that their only option is to go with the Democrats, to go with the Republicans, to go with the right or left. While you got this big fat option in front of you. You can see this big fat tick right here. Look at the top of any of these political parties. You can see the top of these banks and these fat cats who are just robbing the whole world. And you believe the world that they built for you. That's insane. That's how insane it is. They've actually built a world for these people. And these people think that this is normal. You know, I need a matrix back. I need matrix. Where my matrix at? I need matrix. I need some matrix. Because that's what it is. We need Linda telling on the matrix. Hold on. Visuals are important, y'all. When you start to see the code in the matrix, how you going to act? What are you going to do when you see the code of the matrix? Are you going to respond to the code when you see that this is planned obsolescence? This is artificial scarcity? What y'all talking about? Government is the entertainment branch of the military-industrial complex. Frank Zappa, yes, Plummy K, and he said that a long time ago. Long time ago. None of this is new information. Very old information. So why are we still even having to talk about it? Why are we still having to give people red pills? Like, we joke about it. It's fun. Say, yeah, you got to get red pill. But at a certain point in time, it's like beyond funny. Not sure how funny it is in the future where you got to keep saying to people that this is entertainment, that they do this for you. They do this because you don't actually get what's going on. Y'all gotta get my Matrix background going. This is Matrix, y'all. This is what I need Linda telling. Where's Linda at? Linda! Where's Linda? Hold on. Here come Linda. There she go. Tell on the Matrix, girl. Frank Zappa and told you. Plummy K reminded you. How come you don't realize that this is a Matrix? How come you don't realize that politics always turns you against people? Like, I was talking to a good sister last night, and she was thinking of, now she asked me the question, like I said, why do I defend Trump? And I don't defend him, I deflect. Because we need to get out of the Matrix, right? Like, the Matrix has, in my country, the Matrix has like a red pill, and it's got a blue pill, and it's got a bluish pill. Because both political parties are the same. They're the same. 98% of the time, they all do the same damn thing. There's no difference between Donald Trump and Barack Obama. One's got lighter skin, the other's got darker skin. One has a bit more filters, the other does not. There's no difference at all. They're doing the same exact things. There's like a little 1% difference, 2%, because it kind of triggers you and it keeps you taking that blue and bluish pill. How come y'all can't listen to Sister Linda when she picked the phone up, tell you about the Matrix? How come y'all can't listen to Frank Zappa? Why do we keep having to have these conversations and joining up on sides? We have the ability to take care of everybody. Five Eyes, Gerard. I don't know what what are the Five Eyes? I don't know what that is. Stopping Iran exports. Right, exactly, because that's what they're doing. They're going to start a war with Iran. There's no way you stop Iran's exports without starting a war with Iran. So they want to start a war with Iran. So now we're in a place where we're going to traitorously, speaking about traitors, traitor to the United States Constitution, traitor to America, traitor to humanity, traitor to our family in Iran, traitor to everybody who needs oil all over this planet, who are going to die, who don't get it. People die without energy nowadays. Turning on all those people so you can be a tick and go rob them of their self-determination. Iran don't want you. You have nothing for Iran. I saw something the other day. They were saying Iran is one of the most peaceful countries on the planet. Like, when you look at the countries that have not invaded anybody, and like Iran is like really close to the top of the list. Who are the good guys and the bad guys? But like I said, this stuff, it really shouldn't trigger you. It shouldn't get to you. You know, you're only bothered by this stuff and you're only led astray by the news if you're still actually believing in their version of reality. I just think we need to take our version of reality. I think we need to look around the world and believe in the technology that we have. I think we need to take care of people, and I think we need to call the good guys, and the bad guys, the bad guys. You know, it doesn't bother me one bit that I live here and I call my government the bad guys. They are the bad guys. I don't have an option. Maybe you have an option. I don't have an option. I have this thing called faith, and I'm not allowed to lie. I'm not allowed to take Satan and put a halo on Satan and some wings. I'm not allowed to do that. You know, I believe what I was saying when I dedicated my life to other people and doing those things through that particular faith. Now, that religion wasn't spot on, which is why I'm more of a spiritual guy now more than a religious guy, because they co-opt these things, you know, but it's the same fat ticks. It's the same fat ticks. So we need Linda to tell on the Matrix. And that's what people are here. Like, somebody sent something the other day. I appreciate it. They say, oh, you know, we're very thankful. I think it was Pat or somebody. Thankful that you get up every morning and you have these talks, and the other people who do that. And it's not my option, right? Like, I don't have a choice to do this. I have to do what I have to do. This is what my life is about. This is what all of our lives are about. But you have a purpose too. You got to be Linda. You got to pick up your cell phone. You got to tell somebody. You got to run tell that. Because if you don't run tell that to your friends, then we got a problem. Now, mind you, you don't have to be versed in this. You don't have to be like, even like a Ron Paul. You don't have to be did y'all see that? Did y'all see? I posted a, who's it? Brother Sank. Brother Sank was talking to Ron Paul about economics. Don't ever bring a Sank to a Ron Paul fight. Don't do that. Ron's seen the inside. This is why I love Ron to death. You know, I don't agree with him on every aspect, but I love him to death because he's been in Congress. He knows the insides, and more of the insides than I do. He knows what broke this country. He knows about the Federal Reserve. He knows that we're just walking into debt. He knows that fractional reserve banking. He knows America doesn't run itself. He knows his counterparts in Congress don't actually make their own decisions. And so Sank, I guess, wanted to get in there and like hit him with some Band-Aid solutions, some duct tape, something. Ron Paul wasn't going for that. You know, you don't have to be versed in this stuff. All you have to do is know people who are. That's it. And you gotta make friends. If you're on my feed, if you're on my feed and you don't have 50 of my friends in common, there's something wrong. You're by yourself. You're out in the dark alone. You need 50 of these people. These people right here. May and Brenda and Tanya and Ellen and Crystal and Mary and Carrie and Sharon. If you don't know these people, if y'all aren't friends, y'all need to become friends. Because that's how we get smarter. We listen to each other. Everybody has experiences that none of us, the other side, don't know. And sometimes you want to run tell that, right? You want to pick up your cell phone, you go on someone's thread, someone comes on your thread, they start talking that wabalooba. That wabaloo, the blah, 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 blah. And you need somebody to get your back. You know, you need people around you who actually know the root causes of these problems. You need people who aren't picking sides, people who aren't playing politics. So you need to go be a Linda. Tell on somebody, run tell that. But you got to have backup. Don't go out there alone. The internet is a dark place. Twitter, oh my goodness. Like, oh, there's another funny one you got to watch. I was watching RT. I think I posted it on my page. You're talking about Twitter, how all these people on the right, Roseanne Barr and the rest of them, they say something, they said something in their past. And so there's been like a mining effort in Twitter to go back in people's past and find things that they said a long time ago and get them fired today. And all the examples they gave in that video, they were all fired. They were all kind of conservative-ish. And they started going and digging up the stuff from the people on the left and the things that they've said. And I think one of them got fired, but none of the rest of them got fired. Thick skin, that's another part of it. Haven't we evolved past having thin skin? Politics needs to go extinct because there's no reason for politics anymore. But thin skin, there's no reason for thin skin anymore. Why do you have thin skin? Why do you get offended by things that you don't even control? Why do you get offended by a race? Why do you get offended somebody says something about your nation? Why do you get offended when somebody says something about your religion? We know most of this stuff is made up. Most of the stuff is a lie, or it was altered or modified. So why would you get offended by those things? Why do you have pride in things? You have more pride in your bank designations, your birth designations given to you by banks and the societies they social engineer than what you actually are. You know, this thin skins, they need to go extinct. I don't know why we started going back down this route. All right, I'm gonna spend some time in the comments. I was just off. Coffee's doing what it does. Brother, get on here. Like, what is in that coffee? Listen, I like coffee. Yep, call a spade, hashtag integrity. Thank you, Tanya. And that's it. It is. Integrity is a huge part of it. Huge. Isn't that what Trump said? Huge. Y-U-G-E. Huge. Get your integrity back. It's okay. You know, we all were led astray. We all believe in Matrix. We were taking our blue and our bluish pill. But politics are extinct in the mind of, I think, an intellectual. In the mind of someone who finally gets what's going on. It's already gone. We know that these things don't exist. Let's take your red pill. And the lame argument. Yes, Brenda, because all the arguments are lame. They're all lame. You know, oh, but there's also calling a spade a spade. Sometimes we're spades. I've been a spade a bunch of times. Sometimes you say something that's wrong. And after a while, after you say something that's wrong and you allow yourself to be wrong, you know what happens? You get blessed. You get blessed. The angels fly down, y'all, and bless y'all. You fly down, little pixie dust on you, and blesses you. Because after a while, you realize, man, if I say something that's wrong in a world where somebody knows it's wrong, eventually somebody's going to call me wrong. And then you stop saying things that you don't know. It's the craziest thing. You know how to always be right? Don't ever take an extreme position in the bank's world, in their artificial world. Don't ever take an extreme position unless you know it to be fact, and then it's easy. But that's not how politics works, right? Let me go back to politics. That's not how politics works. Politics works in getting you to take positions based on lies, positions based on partial truths, because you got somebody that they want you to suck blood from. They got somebody they want to suck blood from, these industries. And that's what gets us in that position. What are y'all talking about? There was some interesting stuff in the news. We'll go over to the news and see. Let me see. So many people are jumping on Trump. He's starting to look like a sympathetic character. And that's the problem, Sharon. Thank you. That is the problem. That is a huge problem. We don't want sympathy for Trump. I'm sorry. I know my Trump friends, if y'all here, we don't want sympathy for Trump. If you still think you're a Trump person, again, you voted for somebody, nobody cares who you voted for. It's ignorant. It's about who you are today. Who are you today? That's what's most important. But we don't want sympathy for a president. Presidents don't need sympathy. Billionaires don't need your sympathy. They don't need your pity. They're going to make it. We the ones that are dying. It's our kids that are going to die. But when you attack somebody and you generate all this hate, it generates this feeling that you got to defend the person that's being attacked, because that's the human response. I catch myself sometimes. Sometimes I got to pull myself like, whoa, oh, am I defending Trump? Ah. But it's the human thing. You know, you start to look at him like he's the disadvantaged kid who was born to a jacked up father and no mother, given the problems that he has. And it starts to look like you're kicking the retarded kid at school. You're kicking the kid who was disadvantaged. Now, mind you, he kicks back, but it brings about that sympathy. And these people don't need your sympathy. They don't need anybody's sympathy. They definitely don't need mine. They don't need yours neither. We need each other. That's how that works. You know, but you're right. The personal attacks and the hate, it invokes somebody who's sentient to want to defend the person that's being attacked. HAARP is starting all the forest fires and direct energy weapons. You know what, Billy? And I don't know. I think it's possible. I know a lot of my friends think it's possible. You know, my position on the fires, because now it's all over California and grease fires everywhere. And they look kind of funky. Something's not right. Smell the Kool-Aid. The Kool-Aid smells a little anaerobic. It's not right. You're looking at these pictures and you're seeing cars burnt to a crisp, just melted metal. And there's a green tree behind it. And if the fire requires how many thousands of degrees to burn metal and steel, blocks of engines, and the tree is green as can be, just in the background, just waving in the wind, just like this. Something is wrong. You know, I don't know this energy weapons, but something's wrong. Like our brother said the other night. Brother came out, he said, because we were talking about Mars. I like Mars. I think there's life all over Mars, personally. He said, we've never been to Mars. We've never been there. What can I do? I could go and fight him. I can argue with him, say my father was a satellite engineer. He worked for a company that was a Department of Defense contractor, and they weren't faking it, right? I could say that, but I don't say that. I say, oh yeah. I say, you know what? Well, we don't really know. I wasn't there. Damn, it's possible my father lied to me. But I don't know, because our governments have secrets. So how could I know? Why am I going to fight him? Why am I going to, again, jump in this artificial world built by people we don't know, realities that we don't even know what's real, and then fight somebody about what they want me to fight about? That's stupid. My position is this. You know what, brother? Damn it, you might be right. How about you join up with me? Let's take arms and let's get rid of government secrecy. How about we do that? Like, how about we evolve past a place where governments can have anything secret about anything? What about that? So I don't fight with him. It's like, okay, y'all can go fight with him if you want. I'm not gonna fight with him. I need him on my team. I need him on this side. I need him on human team, not my team, human team. Team human. Governments can't have secrets. There's no more reason for them to have. The world is too big. There's too much blood for these suckers to suck. Too big. They can't have any more secrets. And the only way that happens is we all got to take the red pill. We all got to take a position of humility and stop fighting with people over things that we don't directly know ourselves. I know you learned it in school. Put it away. He could be wrong, totally wrong. Flat Earth, whatever you want to. I don't care about flat Earth. You know what I care about is fake Earth. Because that's why politics still exists. We live on fake Earth. Nothing is real. Everything is given to us, spoon-fed to us, and we're like a little baby just still eating. Just eating. All of it's fake, it's all a lie. We still gonna eat it, and I'm gonna go fight my politics and fight. Did y'all see that meme? There was a meme of sheep. That's just, y'all wrong. Y'all, I don't know y'all going to heaven. But somebody did a meme that had all these sheep. They're all, who did that? Was that Harsh? I think Harsh did that. They're about 4 sheep, and they're all sitting there looking all innocent. It's like Democrats waiting on the next thing to be outraged about. Stop letting people tell you what to be outraged about. You know? Stop. Garland for Linda. All right, let me go down to some of the comments. I'm around seniors of various walks of life. Help me not to go crazy, my friends. There's not much. I can barely see the screen. There's not much I can see around here. 55 seniors, happy, right? Yeah, you know what, Carrie? And that's where you do got to have your sanity. That's why I tell you, make friends. Make your friends. Your friends here will keep you sane. The only reason I go out in this matrix of a world, I do my Morpheus, get in the ship, go back in the matrix. 1, to try to save people. 2, we don't have a choice. The world is in the matrix. You gotta pay your bills. You gotta exist in the matrix. But you gotta have people who get it too. Like grounding, common sense people who, you know, you go out and have a comment thread, something going on, they post something, it's like, yeah, the matrix is fake. Because if you gotta live all day in the matrix, you gotta go to work, you gotta punch your clock, whatever you do. You need constant reminders. You need to fellowship constantly with people who took a red pill. People who actually get that you're not crazy. They're crazy. Those people are nuts. The ticks are nuts, not us. It's the ticks. The ticks who want to suck blood from another country, blood from another group, blood from another class or community, where you don't have to suck nothing from nobody. I'm a loner, not by choice, but necessity. Mental health. Yes, Tanya, so am I. I do everything by myself. I'm always by myself. I just do my own thing. I don't want to be infected by it. Like I was in a good conversation with one of my energy friends the other day into crystals and stuff and positive energy and stuff. And it's just like, you know what? I don't want, like you ever get in a conversation with somebody and when you're done with the conversation, you just don't feel good. Like you got a positive spirit, positive thing about yourself, even in this horrible world. You're like one of the kids in Gaza kicking balls around amongst destruction and rubble, you know, kept in immense poverty, but you can find a little bit of joy in something. I walk around here and with fun. I'm always positive. I feel good about life. You know, I know all of this is fake. I know I'm a spiritual creature. I ain't supposed to be here anyway. Not supposed to be here, Linda. I ain't supposed to be here. But you get into a conversation with someone and you're feeling positive, and all of a sudden you're leaving the conversation and you feel like crap. Like you feel drained. You feel like something sucked your energy, sucked your blood. Like you had a conversation with a tick and it just somehow sucked all your energy out with the negativity and the politics and the talking points and the bank's ideas that they gave them in their false reality. I believe that stuff. I think energy is a thing. I don't understand it, but when I go around people and I feel like I just been vampired, I don't want to spend a lot of time around those people, Tanya. I don't. I love them to death, and I hope they wake up. But I can't spend a whole lot of time around you. I need my energy for me. I got things I got to do. I need to keep my spirits up and my positivity. You know, we manifest things just by thought alone. I believe all of that because it's been real. It's real. Placebo effect. We know it's real. Scientific. It's been researched. We manifest things over matter. Thought has power over matter we don't understand. So I try to stay as positive as I can at all times. I wish positive things on myself, my life, and on other people too, as well as the world. Yes, 5G, vaccines, GMO, fluoride, yes. But that's why we have all of that stuff, because we live in this artificial world. We live on fake earth, fake societies, all of them. Manufactured by banks, kings, lords, billionaires, and they keep us in this really, really horrible place because we keep taking the blue and bluish pill like this is real. No, money is not real. It's got to go. You can't have it. Doesn't get to exist. And if it does get to exist, it's after we make sure everybody's got what they want in robotism. No more using robots to murder people. Because like I was looking at, where y'all call them terrorists? Where are they at? I was looking at somewhere. I think it was, let me go to the news. There was a report I was looking at, and the terrorists, it wasn't Iran. I guess it must have been, no, Syria, right? Because they're still fighting the American terrorists, the ones that we fund and we arm. They're still fighting, and they're holding out, man. It's like the Yemen folks, same thing. Like these people, they're fighting for life. That's why we're not beating them. We got massive weapons and tanks and murder machines. We invest everything to kill people. You're not killing them. They're holding out. Why are they holding out? Can't get all of them yet. And that's why AI is being developed. That's why robots are being developed. That's why you got these little swarming drones, right? Because they can't kill them all. They can't murder all your brothers and your sisters and your cousins in Syria and Yemen, Afghanistan and Iraq and everywhere else. In Africa, they can't murder all your family in South America. They can't murder all of them fast enough. They got to murder them faster. And that's what AI is being deployed for. And so our options are we can deploy AI and drones to grow food and feed people, or we can let the governments keep using them and manufacturing, building them out to go fly down and murder people. Those are the choices. They don't have a whole lot of other choices. That's why I don't think there's politics anymore. I don't think it exists. I think there are two sides. There's side human, and then there's just evil. That's all it is. Taking care of everybody or evil. That's it. It's not socialism, it's humanism. It's just being a human, using robots. We never had this opportunity in the past, you guys. I mean, think about it. We've never had this opportunity to look out for everybody. You gotta accept everybody's your family. This is why we always say all the problems are within. None of the problems are in the politicians' mirrors. None of the problems are in Wall Street mirrors. None of the problems in the billionaires' mirrors. Because they wouldn't be big greedy if we weren't little greedy. Right? They wouldn't be them if it wasn't. Somebody mentioned the white helmets. Who is that? Ellen? Like the white helmets, like they're pulling the white helmets out of who was it? Israel's pulling the white helmets out. It show you who they really are. Pulling them out, putting this out. They gotta send them to Iran when they start a war over there. These little hints you gotta pick up on. Not supposed to be there. Remember, y'all remember? I'm gonna let Linda go. Linda gotta go. She gotta go tell on somebody. Hold on. All right, Linda. We'll see you. Bye bye, Linda. Let her go tell somebody. Not supposed to be there. We have 60 friends in common. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. You're doing your job, sister girl. Try to get 100. Y'all keep making friends because one day this is going to stop. I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't get used to me. Don't get used to my face in the morning, my ugly mug in your face. Because one day Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and all the rest of them, not because they want to, they don't control their own platforms. Military industrial complex controls every damn thing. They can tax those companies out of existence. The minute they say, you know what, we're done with like anybody opposing us. That's it, done. The only connection you have is your friends list. Make sure you got your friends list. Keep making friends. You know, but that's why we can't roll back 5G. We can't stop 5G. We can't roll back GMO. We can't do any of that because we have no power, because we believe in their false world. We all need to grow a pair. Yes, Brenda, we all need to grow a pair. And the great thing, Brenda, is we don't need to grow big pairs. They don't have to be big because there's a lot of us. You know, there can be a few of us that have like really big pairs, really like the big tick behind me. You know, but you don't need that. People just need to grow a little pair. Just a little pair. That's it. That's it. I need a little one, little pair. And just when it's necessary, say the right thing. Say the truthful thing. Assange is not a traitor. You know, Assange is a decent man who did a decent thing. And people who stand against him obviously aren't falling too high on the decency spectrum. That's just the reality. What did Assange do? Did exactly what Jesus told him to do. Hit that. Let that hit a trigger. Assange told the truth. He didn't lie. He didn't take the side of Caesar. I'm gonna leave my Christians alone. Brother Johnny come around. Brother Vegan start blaming everything on Christians. He start coming around. Oh, and y'all gonna watch Lionel. Lionel's hilarious. Y'all watch Lionel for a minute. Yeah, all right, we gotta watch it. I love Brother Lionel. I got Because they're still talking about dividing America. And that was a part of the conversation I was having last night is well, Trump stirred up all of this this hatred and division. Not from where I'm sitting. From where I'm sitting, I was raised as a kid to believe that it takes two to tango. It takes two fools to tango. And I see that he pulled people in, and I see that they attack him on the other side because the DNC doesn't want to clean up their act. That's it. That's the only reason. Why is America divided? Why do you feel like there's hatred and anger and everywhere and everything's falling apart, losing its all damn mind? But every time I look out my window, I see people being nice to each other and opening the door for old ladies and laying down in their jackets so the woman can walk over the puddle. And I see everybody just getting along, but the news doesn't show that. Why is that? Because the Democratic Party doesn't want to change. They want to stay evil. They want to stay satanic. They keep wanting to murder people. Like, I joke with my conservative friends a lot, the whole Christian thing and not being Christ-like, murdering people and stealing is not being Christian. That's not being Christ-like. You're actually in opposition to everything Christ taught. But it's the same thing for the Democrats. Same thing for the other side, because they do the same thing. They're just a little slicker about their murder. They're a little slicker about their rape. They're a little slicker about their pedophilia and all this stuff. They like hide it better. They make it look cool. With Will Smith put on the glasses, I make this look cool. They make it look a little cooler. Republicans are a little more honest, but it's the same thing. So you can go to a church, be Democrat. I love Jesus. Yeah, okay, do you? How many people has your party murdered? That's not love to me. But anyway, that's why things are divided and stable. But I want to watch Lionel for a minute. I'm gonna see if I can show you. Y'all probably already saw it. You can't help but love Lionel. Let me see if I can show this to you. Check this out. He kills me. It's just another honest one. I don't agree with everything Lionel says, but why do I gotta be mad at brother Lionel? People say stuff that you don't agree with. You ain't gotta get mad with him. Watch this real quick.
The legal and media analyst Lionel and also Democratic political consultant Richard Goodstein, why the issue of Russian meddling is proving to be so divisive.
Liberal politicians frequently blame Russia for various things as well. Do you believe that's the real cause of the problems in the US, or there are other divisions? What do you think, Richard?
Look, I don't think people are blaming Russians for anything that happens in the United States other than what our intelligence community concluded unanimously, which is the Russians attacked the United States democracy in the way that they, meddled, frankly, makes it look kind of kind of really kind of piddly. It's meddling in the way that Osama bin Laden meddled with the World Trade Center. That was an attack. Dick Cheney, who I'm not a huge fan of generally, said that what the Russians did was the equivalent of an act of war against the United States. So again, but I think we should segment that out. I think what happens in the United States, whether it's racial bias or inequality in terms of incomes, that's not because of anybody from Russia doing that. That's policies that we're creating ourselves.
You didn't let me down. You hit it out of the park there, my friend. Comparing Osama bin Laden with a bunch of Russians buying Facebook ads, which brought down the entire election. Not because your gal, the oven mitt fashionista, lost a rigged election. No. But because the nefarious Russians.
The Russians done dead. It's hilarious to me. I love Lionel. He is hilarious. Y'all gotta watch. I'll post the link. You can watch the whole thing. But it's just, and this is what you gotta do. This is what, who was Ellen talking about? Brendan's talking about grow a pair. This is the pair that you need. It gotta be a big pair. It gotta be a big pair. You got a little pair. Just don't let people talk BS. Don't let people talk bunk. Don't let people make up all these lies and this silly stuff. When they say dumb things, call them out. Like, sometimes you gotta get stabbed in the heart. Like, come on. You actually compared a few Russian social media accounts and some advertising Russians that we don't even know have any ties to their government. And you're going to compare that to 9/11, where the Saudi Arabia, the United States government, and everybody got together. The people who murdered JFK got together. And I don't know, bin Laden might have had something to do with it, but they all got together and murdered 3,000 people. And since then, almost 5 million people have been murdered. You're going to actually compare that because you don't want to clean up your political party. Really? Honestly? Seriously? See, the good thing is I wasn't too close to the one person I know who died on 9/11 in the Pentagon. But you know what? If I were, I can't say I slapped the hell out of you. I can't say that, can I? That's like violent. I slap taste out your mouth. Because this is this outrage. This is this crap that they do where they give you the meme with the sheep waiting to be of what they're supposed to be upset about the next, where they give you something to be upset about, but it's not even real. It's not even based in fact. It's based in a fantasy that they built for you in the Matrix because you outsourced your life to people you don't even know. It's politics. It's politics. Like, really? You're comparing the murder of 5 million people because you don't like Donald Trump. That's hilarious to me. It's not even hilarious. It is such an offensive thing. Offensive. And why? Because you don't want to clean up your room. That's why. This is why, y'all. You ever want to go? I got an example. I got an analogy for you. You ever want to go ride your bike? And you say, Mama, I'm cleaning my room, Mama, and I'm cleaned under my bed, and I made my bed up, Mama. I want to go ride my bike with my friends. Can I go ride my bike? And what your mama say? Is your room cleaned up? Did you clean up your mess? Did you spill any milk? Did you do this? Did you hang your clothes up? Did you fold them? Your mama make sure you're decent and in order. Okay, you did all that, baby. Smack you on the butt. Go on, get a little kiss. Go ride your bike, baby. Go have some fun. America. The banks and the Wall Street corporations, the big ones we work for, they want to go play. And say but they don't come to you. They don't ask you if their room meets the requirement. They say, because this is what I want to see. I want to see Wall Street come to y'all and just be like, look, listen, we want to go invade Iran, go play with Iran. We want to go make some terrorists in Syria. We want to go start up a terrorist war. Can we do that? We want to go take the war on drugs and deploy it to South America and all the other countries and ruin everybody's life. Can we go, America? And what's America supposed to do? They're supposed to say, no, you can't go. You didn't clean up your room first. You didn't clean up your house. You got Americans starving. You got Americans that don't have cars. Americans that don't have houses, don't have water. You got dirty water still spraying out the thing in freaking Flint, Michigan. No, you don't get to go play. No, you don't. Like, I think it's that simple. Because I was raised that way, and I think most of you were too. I think most of you were given the common daggone sense that you don't go mess around with anybody's house. You don't get to go out and play till your house is in order, right? And this is the whole Mars thing. They can sell us water on Mars. I posted a meme, had a lot of fun. You know, that we want to go up and find water on Mars. There ain't no damn water in Flint, Michigan. There's a couple thousand towns around the United States and probably tens of thousands of towns around the world that don't have clean water. Oh, can we go to Mars and play, you guys? Can we go play? No, you can't go play on Mars. No. Do people on your planet have water? No, they don't. Then no, you can't go play. You get your house in order first. You don't get to go try to help somebody else or hurt somebody else or steal from somebody else until you get your house in order. And that's what all of this is about. The Democrats don't want to stop that. They want to keep starting the wars. And so they've got you so convinced that you want to hate Trump because he's hateable. Let's be honest. They're going to be true about that. There is not a non-hateable billionaire on this planet. They're all hateable. All of them. Because you don't get to be a billionaire unless you're dirty, right? You don't get to be a billionaire unless you develop a certain psychopathic character, narcissism, or sociopath type. Yeah, you can't do it unless you have it, you know? And so he's hateable, but they convince you that you're supposed to hate him and that this is going to bring about something good instead of just taking the red pill, realizing that the whole system has to come down. The whole system. All right. Whew. Did I feel good? Did I feel good? Did I feel good? Yeah, you just let it out. Just. That's why America's so divided. That's why the war is at world. That's why Assange, they're going to take him and put him deep under the prison because they've convinced us that politics still exists and politics doesn't exist. There's no reason for it to exist. We live in a time of abundance, complete abundance. We just deploy the robots to murder people instead of to work for people. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else to it. And so you're still playing politics. You're still acting like There's nothing other than the matrix, the bank matrix, the colonizer matrix, and you're making decisions based on the matrix. You're making decisions based on money. Like, I got my college degree, and I've got my philosophy degree, and I went to school for 11 years. I got a job. I make $120,000 a year. You have to be poor, because if you're not poor, then I wasted the first part of my life going to school. You can't have what I have. You can't have any money. That's all it is. I'm sorry. That's bad, but that's all it is. They want to keep the world in starvation and artificial scarcity and poverty because they went to school, got a degree, and they feel that warrants them to have more than you do. If that's you, I'm going to ask you to examine yourself. Examine yourself. That used to be me. Again, I'm not judging. Not judging. Our job, me and my friends and I, say it the right way, is we're just trying to pull you out the matrix. That's all we're doing. So I appreciate your shares. I appreciate your likes and your subscriptions. There's a message that needs to get out. That you're taking the blue and bluish pill and you're acting like it's a red pill, and it's not. They take the blue and bluish pill and be like, I'm woke AF. I didn't even know what that meant. It's like, woke AF? What the hell does that mean? I'm woke AF. And swallowing the blue pill. No, take the red pill. Listen to Linda. Linda's trying to tell y'all something. Flint, Michigan is about the Great Lakes. Yes, because isn't it like an ownership thing, Ellen? Something like with Nestle or something. It's just mine. That's all it is. Mine. You can't have any because it's mine. The same mini greed with the people with the briefcases and the laptops going to work right now. No different than Donald Trump. The exact same. Exact same. Samesies. 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 They're the exact same. Let me see. What we got? Last couple comments and I'm gonna go. Found Gerard through Debbie. Same progressive. Found Debbie from Tim Black. Yeah, there's a lot of good people out there, Deborah. Good people. You're talking about good people. Love those people. Tell the truth. And I don't agree with any of them all the time. Debbie and I, we get in good conversations all the time. We don't always agree. It's okay. Love Debbie to death. I don't have to agree. She didn't have to agree with me. Why is changing the world based on agreement? Tim Black. I watch him sometimes. I don't know. I think we're friends. We might be friends. I'm not sure. But I don't always agree with what he says. I don't hate him. Why am I gonna hate him? Why am I like have a personal fight with somebody because I disagree with him? It's okay. That's how we learn is we disagree. You listen to somebody else's ideas. And we pull a whole species out of this gutter of a false reality that we're in, that politics actually is a good thing. We have to learn to get along and listen to people that are saying something different from you. In fact, to be honest with you, when you find somebody who says something different than you, that's somebody you should be making a friend with to figure out why. They might still be wrong on most of it, but they might have got something that's right. There's some data in there that's right. But if you don't listen to them, you'll never get it. And what about children dying in Yemen? All we hear about is family separation at the border, Mexican border. Ivana, thank you. Thank you. Y'all listen to Ivana. And that's my point. They play these distractionary games. They don't want you looking where they're sucking the most blood out. They're about to suck a hell of a lot of blood out of Yemen. And I don't know why. I think it's because of the Strait of Hormuz, and they want to own all of that. And Yemen is there. And Yemen's like, nope, as long as we here, the Houthis here, I live here. My family grew up here. We all live right here. As long as we live here, y'all do something dirty, we'll shoot your ship. And I think that's all it was. The shooting the ship was a cry out. So we can be mad at the Houthis because the Houthis are shooting ships or shot one ship. And we don't even know the real story on that, by the way. So don't believe the news. But they shot one ship. Why would they do that? If you were starving, would you do something to get attention too? If you were starving and no truth was coming out of your fight and it was always one side, the Saudi side, the US side, the UK side, the France side, the side of the psychopaths. If they were the only ones in the media and they were saying everything, you might shoot a ship too to try to get attention. But you can't get attention because the Democrats are crying about separating kids at the border, like Ivana said, and Democrats been separating kids long damn time now. We done did that. I don't want to go back to it. The Democrats have a model of separating parents from their children, and they always have. Not going too deep into it. You want questions, you can ask me about it. Just look up the Welfare Reform Act of 1994. Look it up. But long before that, they're separating kids back from Ireland. Separating children and their parents with bombs and drones. Yeah, stop. It's selective outrage. It's just sheep waiting for their master to tell them what to be angry about. And I'm just saying, step up. Step up. Usually what's in the news is what you're not supposed, is what they want you talking about, because they got more blood to suck somewhere else. So thank you. Distractions everywhere. Always look for the distractions. Yes, Jeannie, he was momless too. You started to feel sorry for Trump. Like, he didn't have a mother? Did you have a mother? Oh, you did. So you had mother privileges, huh? So now you're going to use your mama privileges. You had somebody who hugged and kissed and loved you and raised you, and you're going to use that over somebody who didn't have a mother. When you start looking at Trump's past, you start to understand why he became what he did. It's not an excuse, understanding. Trump is your family too. He's family we need to pull back. These billionaires we need to pull back, put them in a safe box where they stop killing people. But he's family too. You know, but if you look at somebody's background, it becomes obvious. Trust the psychologist. It becomes obvious why they are the way they are. And you can judge them for it. You can hate them for it. Or you can try to fix it and make sure other kids don't grow up that way. And I think the whole point is we need to listen to what's going on, take the red pill, and make sure other kids aren't being raised that way. Otherwise, our kids are going to have this same stupid conversation about whether or not it makes any more sense for politics to exist. That's my vote. I think politics should go extinct, y'all. I don't think there's any more reason for it. It was all about resources. That's all it was. It was all about rights. We now agree everybody gets to have their own rights, self-determined, and there are enough resources to go around. So we don't need to fight over sugar. We don't need to fight over oil. We don't need to fight over gold. We don't need to fight over cars or wallets or food. We don't need to fight over any of that because it's all abundant now. So there's no reason to pick a side in any of it. That's why I'm not on anybody's side. When Trump says something about the Democrats, I'm like, no, that's not true because you're doing it too. Stop. Grow a little pair. Go on, Brenda. Grow a little pair. That's it. That's it. You ain't got to be a big pair. You can grow a little pair. Bin Laden provided cover as a CIA asset. Right. And he might still have. Mary, if somebody showed me a picture of Bin Laden down there on a tropical island somewhere, retired, hanging out with Dick Cheney and Obama and Trump and Clinton and Henry Kissinger, all down there chilling together, drinking, sipping Mai Tais. You can put Saddam Hussein down there too, all laughing and joking. Look at my face. It won't be a bit of surprise. It's like, yep, I kind of suspected that. I kind of suspected they made up the whole thing. That's why governments can't have secrets. When you actually have a government that is legal to lie to you, then you have no idea what's true. No idea what's true. Anybody still hanging on to this idea that Obama was a good president, something is really wrong. You got a propaganda act alone. Propaganda act alone. A law that makes it legal to lie to you, to own your reality, to control what's real for your children and what's not, so they can hand the world to banks and billionaires. How is that better than Trump? Somebody explain that to me. Anyway, let me see. Last couple comments, I'm gonna get out of here. Exactly. Propaganda to manipulate public's emotions. Exactly. And Tanya, once they got your emotions, they got you. They own you. You don't have rulers, you have owners. They own you. Isn't that what Brother Carlin said? You don't have rulers, they own you. If they can own your emotion, they can own the facts in your world, they can own what's true, what's not true. They can hold from you and classify things and not let you know something, not let you know who killed your president, not let you know what's going on in the world. They can modify your emotions. You know what's happening right now? Right now, your camera is on. And they are processing your facial reactions to things. AI. You control somebody's emotions, doesn't matter how many degrees you have, doesn't matter how much of an intellectual you are, they can make you a bumbling idiot. And that's what they do. I'm sorry, YouTube, I looks like I just see a bunch of message retractions, so I don't know what y'all are saying. They're playing with the feed, they do this. Like I said, this is all temporary, you guys, all temporary. They will not let live streaming continue. They will not let people actually continue to question the Matrix. They're not going to let it happen. Democrats and Republicans are not going for this. This is not happening. They need you to watch the news and not see people like Lionel laughing. Laughable. This was, you know how, there's going to be a time, let me show you. Which brother Lionel at? There's a time, let me go back in where he got, you can't do this. Look at this right here. You can't do this on the news. You think they're gonna let RT keep doing this? Hell no. You gotta take these people seriously. He gets on and he's laughing at him. He's joking at the Matrix that Russia actually did anything significant in the elections. It's all temporary, people. You know, it's gonna go away. So make your friends. Make your friends. The last couple of times. I gotta pick my comments for today. I haven't seen comments from anybody. But I'm sorry, YouTube. Like I said, I can't see your comments because they're playing with the feed. That's just what they do. I'll go back and look at them later. I always go back and read the comments. My son, 64, Caddy on YouTube, began working with Tim Black. After I told him about him, Tim bought me my first beer. Lots of laughter. Okay, Sharon, that's good. He's a good brother. He grew up where I grew up. He grew up down in the Washington, D.C. area. He and I saw a whole lot of the same things. Growing up watching when Grateful Edmund was running the crack cocaine game down there. You know, that's another Democrat project they were happy with. Bill Clinton flying all the crack cocaine in with Ollie North and Rick Ross down in Los Angeles. But the Democrats gonna save us. Okay, you need to think. You need to think. His wife is gonna do something good for us. Okay, all right. You keep telling yourself that. I'm gonna do my best to troll it and not let it happen. Tune into the abundance of the universe. Be aware. Be aware, not just awake. Yes, Tanya. That's what people need to tune into the greater things that we are. Elon and Rothschild are together. Yes, Ellen, I believe you. I think Elon, he's just my favorite billionaire, but as billionaires go, he's still a billionaire. There's something still wrong in his brain. It's still not doing the right thing. You can't hold all these resources back from people who are dying without them. That's not the act of a sentient person. Elitist monopoly, corporatism. Yes, Brother Patrick, that's what it is. It's a corporatocracy. Stop calling the U.S. a government. It's not a government. Stop calling the UK a government. It's not a government. Stop calling France they're not governments. They're corporatocracies. Corporations run these people and tell them exactly what to do and when to do it. And the big thing they tell them is to act like a government. And so people are jumping up, acting like it's a government. It's not a government. These are not politicians. They're actors. And the few good politicians you have, they're not allowed to do anything. The few good ones they let in, they just do that for you because you believe in them. You believe that they're going to change anything. Bernie's not going to change anything. He can't change it from within the Democratic Party. Are you kidding me? That's like sending, I don't know, is the Pope diddling anybody? I'm sorry. That's like sending a preacher. It's like sending somebody that's clean into, like, I don't know, the Bloods of the Crips or the Triads, and like, we're gonna clean this up. No, you're not. Ain't cleaning nothing up. Their whole model's based on murder. This is just not gonna happen. Tim Black believes in the fake duopoly. Well, Mary, that's okay. You know, we got a lot of family. Like I said, we don't always have to agree with what people think, but you know, he says some things that are true, right? Like everybody, and that's what we have to get behind. Same thing with Steve Grumbine. Is that his name, Steve Grumbine? And MMT. I'm not mad at these people. Why would I be upset? Like, I post something where it was a good discussion where Ron Paul kind of clarified, and Brother Pat posted it, that, you know, it's not a good solution. You can't build a good solution on top of Band-Aids and duct tapes on a system that doesn't work. Doesn't mean I'm upset with the real progressives or Steves or anybody. It just means that, you know what, you got to adjust your model. It's obvious the model doesn't work. So we don't have to agree with people, but I agree with the Tim Blacks, the Steve Grumbines, and who else would they say we're not supposed to like, that we're their opposition, controlled opposition. As long as you are saying the world is broken and we need to fix it, I'm good with that. If you're saying the world is the same and we need to keep this thing rolling on, then I'm not. Because people who know the world, people who know the Matrix is real, they overnight, one conversation, they can turn into, we need to collapse the Matrix. You know, so I'm not into making enemies. I'm not into making enemies at all. I listen to what everybody has to say, and I pull out what makes sense from a root perspective. But the problem with the MMT guys was that they didn't understand Ron Paul worked from the inside. He knew about the Fed a long time ago. He knows how it works, and he was I don't know if he was on the I don't know how close he was to it in Congress, but he knows an awful lot about it. And so this is why root cause analysis is everything. If you don't know the root problems and you're working on a Band-Aid, mid-tier, some duct tape, it's not going to stand up in a conversation with someone who knows. And everybody knows stuff that you don't. This is why, like I said, somebody says one thing you disagree with, be okay with that. Seems like HF Trip was Pretty good adventure. Oh yeah, Brother Gal. Yeah, it was. It was a good adventure. Are you talking about me running to Vermont? Yeah, it was a good trip. It's always a good time spending good time with good people. I think most of us are aware and awake. Let's wake others. Yes, everybody's got to do their job. Everybody's got to grow a little pair. Sister Nikki, tonight is a blood moon, full moon eclipse. Speaking of blood. I know, you probably get the Democrats and Republicans up there sucking on the moon. Y'all go suck on the moon. Stop sucking on me. Stop sucking on poor people. Stop sucking on Syria. Stop sucking on South America. Stop sucking on Mexico. Stop sucking on the Congo. Stop sucking on conflict minerals. And y'all stop believing that they're doing all this sucking for anything. Good. They're just ticks. They just ticks. They want to fill their belly on the blood of humanity. I think that's a bad idea. Anyways, Freedom Friday, y'all. I gotta go. They all lie. They all tell partial truths. Politics has no reason to exist. Somebody watches late. Hey, go ahead and tell me. Go back to the beginning. Got to watch the beginning. But tell me, why should politics exist? What was the purpose of the creation of politics, and why is it still here? Please tell me. Because my understanding is all about resources. All the resources are now abundant, and the only reason it's still here is it's artificial and it's a false reality. There's no reason to join a side in politics anymore. Everybody can have everything that they want, so there's no reason other than banks want to make a whole lot of money, people want to be greedy, and folks don't take their religions very seriously. Anyway, gotta go. On that note, I'm probably in trouble. Y'all enjoy your weekend. I'll try to come back. We'll see what happens. Love y'all to death now. Gotta go get my cotton. Jump down, turn around, pick a bale of cotton. Y'all have a great day. I am out. Bye-bye.